Alright guys, hope you're doing well. This is going to be the next video in this series, just about really how to actually use leverage. And this is going to be more of a practical video. I'm just going to kind of be looking at this on my own exchange here. So I've got Blofin pulled up, we're on the Bitcoin chart, and I'm just going to kind of go over, the way you would kind of execute these positions. So the first thing we're going to talk about would be cross versus isolated leverage. And you can kind of see here, this is isolated, but you could change this to cross if you wanted to. I think by default, you would be sitting at cross. And the reason why I bring this up is because personally, would never use cross. Just not my thing. And here's why. So with cross leverage, it's going to use your entire position as margin, right? And we can read about this here. So with cross, all cross positions under the same margin assets share the same asset balance. So in the event of liquidation, all your positions are going to be liquidated. What this means is that regardless of where the money is, if it's in your spot account or it's in your funding account or in your futures account, if you lose the money, you're going to liquidate your entire account. It's going to keep on taking more and more money until you get liquidated or until the price reverses, whatever. It's going to infinitely add more margin. With isolated, it's a bit different. Each of your positions is given a set amount of margin. It's not going to keep adding to that number. So if you get liquidated, you're not going to lose your entire account. You're only going to lose that one specific position. And this is a lot better for so many reasons. One, if you make the mistake of forgetting to put a stop loss, at least you are only going to lose part of that entire balance, right? You're not going to lose your whole account because you didn't set a stop. And number two, if there's some flash liquidation event like a nuke, or a 1 minute collapse, your stop loss might get slipped or the order might not be able to fill at the right price. Again, with isolated, you're going to get liquidated and it's not going to be able to take the extra money from the rest of your account. But in the other example with cross, if your stop loss is going to get slipped, it's going to draw the extra margin from your balance and you're still going to lose that money anyway. So pretty much there is almost no scenario where I can think of where you'd want to use cross. It's just inherently more risky, and that's probably why it's set by the default. So inherently, I would really, really suggest you guys stick to isolated. Now, over here, you have your leverage slider, and this is going to kind of give you, what your leverage is. Personally, I don't think in terms of leverage. I think in terms of Bitcoins. And I'll tell you guys why. If you buy one Bitcoin, at 5,9,800, right, and the price goes down to 5,9,600, right, you're only going to lose this minus this equals $200. So my loss equals 5,9,800, equals $200 times whatever amount of Bitcoin I have. So if I have one BTC, I lose $200. My loss equals, if I have 0.01 BTC, I lose $2. If I lose, and this is only if the price goes from, I enter at 598 and it goes to 596. If it drops $200 and I have 0.5 BTC, I lose $100, right? And you could do this math with USDT. So, right, one Bitcoin is 59,800, 0.5 Bitcoin would be like 29,000. But there's no point because you can just simply set this amount to be BTC. So with this, I'm going to keep this at 20x leverage, just as an example, or we'll do 25. I really don't think in terms of leverage, and I could open a 0.1, let's say 0.01 BTC position. So according to the calculator, right, if this dropped $200, I would lose $2. And this is the only way I think in terms of position size. And this is the way I would recommend you guys do it as well. And you can do this for every coin. It's the same math, right? If Solana drops $1 and you have 100 Solanas, you lose $100. If you have 50 Solanas and it drops $1, you only lose $50. This is the easiest way to track your profit or loss, in my opinion. And sticking to kind of the USDT way, or just like I'm going to open $5 at 100x leverage type of way, it doesn't really make much sense. It's very inaccurate. This is the easiest way you should be sizing your positions because it makes risk easy to calculate, right? So if I enter here, I can put a stop loss $200 lower, and I already know exactly what I'm going to lose just by using the amount of Bitcoin, right? I'll lose $100, I'll lose $200, I'll lose $2, and I'm only changing that based on this over here. So this is going to affect my liquidation price. But the reason why I say it doesn't matter is this. So if I go long here, which I'm going to do, this is my estimated liquidation price, right? But my total is 0.01 BTC. So I know that I lose $1 per 100. So all I want to do is I can just add or take away margin, right? And you guys can see how this is affecting my liquidation price. And this is why I don't worry about leverage very much. I just keep my leverage low, and I'll add whatever margin is kind of needed. Because again, this is super easy math for me to do. I'm just going to calculate what I'm going to lose as the price goes down. And I am just going to, take the L on this because I really, whatever. We'll lose money together, guys. But you guys get the idea with that. This is the easiest way to calculate your risk. And you can kind of see here. So I can either close this by setting a limit order, right? So I can do, sell my 0.01 BTC, right? Which is what my position size is at whatever price I want, right? Or I can go into here, right? And I can simply add a stop loss, right? So I would use by price dollar, right? I wouldn't want to do this like this. And let's say I put 598, right? If the price goes to 598, I'll make $5. If the price goes to 591, like we talked about, I would lose about $2, right? And I can just leave these in the thing, press confirm, and it's going to do all of this for me automatically. And this is kind of the way that I would be setting up my orders because it removes the thinking, right? And again, always keep an emergency stop loss, even if you don't know where to put it. Just put it above your liquidation price because you don't want to be wasting the money, right, for absolutely no reason. There's just no benefit. You never know what can happen. Keeping a stop loss is honestly one of the most basic things that you can do. And it doesn't have to be exactly where you think the trade is wrong, You could pretty much just put that stop loss wherever you want, and that's fine. Again, all that really matters is that you're just protecting the fact that you're not going to blow your entire account. And the way you do that is simple. Keep the slider low. Don't be stupid. Calculate your risk in advance, right? If I have 0.1 Bitcoins and the price drops $100, I lose $10. Do that math before you ever enter a trade, and don't worry about the leverage. Just keep it on the lower side. You shouldn't have to worry about getting liquidated, or you are just too over leveraged. So that's going to wrap up this video, and this would be a practical guide to actually using and executing leverage trades. So I will catch you guys in the next video, and hope to see you guys soon.